Hey everyone, my name's Erica Keating, and I am director of the Lindbergh Schools Foundation. And I wanted to just give you guys a little chance to learn how to apply for a foundation scholarship. The foundation has many different donors. I think this year we have about 47 or 48 different donors who create scholarships that they want to go directly to Lindbergh High School students. And all of those scholarships are housed in a Canvas course for you. Now, last night around 5 o'clock, you should have been added to this Lindbergh Scholarships 22-23 Canvas course. If you don't see the Canvas course on your dashboard when you go in to your Canvas, then you are going to need to go to this link, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, and I'd like you to type that in and accept this course. Now I'm going to pause for a second. Teachers, throughout this video, I'm going to be moving along pretty quickly. I would like your students to be following along with their Chromebooks open, logged into Canvas, and really working right along with me as I take us through beginning an application. My goal is by the end of listening to this video, all of the students in your classroom have been able to begin the application process for a foundation scholarship. Now, kids, I know that you're probably thinking, some of you may be thinking, hey, I'm not eligible for a scholarship. I don't have straight A's, or I'm not the class president. And that's okay. You will see as we go through this, there are scholarships for literally everything. Every single one of you has a scholarship that you can apply for here. And I really urge you to at least apply for one. Okay, so let's get back at it. Now, you should have your course on your dashboard. If you're still stuck, ask your teacher to help you get to that website so that you can accept that course into your dashboard of your Canvas. Okay, once you're there, you're going to click on this, and I'm going to go to student view so that you can make it looks like what you all will see at home or there at school. Okay, and let's talk about this little landing page, this home page, for a second. It's just a welcome. Everything you need to complete your application should be on this site, but if you need help, you can click on this contacts and support button, and you'll get my name and phone number and email address. You'll get Mrs. Keegan's information, and you'll get Mrs. Burns and the counseling office's information. You can reach out to any of us, and we will be happy to help you. Okay? Right here's a button that says click here to start. Obviously, that's where we're going to start. If you are curious about just the scholarships available, you can click there. But I urge you to just click here to start. So right now, let's do that. Click here to start. All right, you're going to see up at the top a number 1, start here. And then there are 3 different things underneath that. And then you'll see number 2, the individual scholarship applications. Don't do anything with those yet. You're going to start by clicking on this number 1A. And you'll see here, all applicants must complete. It's true. You have to do it. You cannot apply for a scholarship without having this piece finished. Click here for the form, and it is going to force you to make a copy. Once you make that copy, you're going to rename it. Put your name up here. Okay, I'm making mine Erica Keating. Make yours your name. And then on this little folder, what I want you to do is, in your drive, make a new folder and call it Scholarship Application Materials. Okay? You're going to create that, and you are going to move your little paper, your application right there. So everything you do now, we're going to continue to save into that same folder. Okay? The very first thing you see here is there's a scholarship ID number, and even number 1, scholarship ID number. I don't know that, Mrs. Keating. I know you don't. You haven't been given it yet. You're going to need to email Darlene Burns. So right away, click on her email address, send her an email and say, hi, I'm trying to apply for a scholarship. Can you please send me my ID number? And Mrs. Burns will get it to you right away. Okay? While you're waiting for that, you're going to go ahead and fill out these other parts. Say you have applied to St. Louis University. Okay? You haven't heard back yet, so you're going to put waiting to hear. And say you applied to Mizzou and you have heard and you were accepted. Put accepted. That's simple enough, right? And then you're going to continue on filling this out. Right here, please list your intent for major field of study and elaborate on your reasoning behind the choice. So what do you want to study? If you're not sure what you want to study, then put that and put why and what things you may be interested in. Okay? Number 4, you're going to give a thoughtful description of yourself and your character in one paragraph. We want to know a little bit about you. When I read this paragraph, or when our donors read this paragraph, they're going to want to understand a little bit about who you are. Do you come from a big family, a small family? Do you have a specific hobby or interest that you're really interested in? Any clubs? Anything that has really changed the way that you are, stick it in there. Okay? And then on number 5, the financial need or circumstance. If you're comfortable sharing with us, our donors really do like to go back to this piece sometime and see if there are specific financial needs that a student might have. This could be that you simply have a large number of siblings and it's going to be a lot of money for mom and dad to help pay for college. It could be that mom and dad aren't able to help at all for college and you're going to be paying 100% for your college. It could be that someone was sick or someone lost a job. There's lots of different reasons, and if you're comfortable sharing it, I urge you to put that in this area. Now, I will stress again that all of these applications are anonymous. That means the donors that are reading these will not know who you are when they're reading it. Everything will just have your scholarship ID number. And once you've typed it in here, say Mrs. Burns, she just wrote me back, and I am scholarship ID number 1234. Okay? I'm going to put it there, and I'm going to put it here, and then it shows up on every single page. Okay? All right. So then let's get into this part. You're going to see a bunch of different sheets that look very similar. There's one for leadership, one for service, one for extracurricular activities, one for sports, one for work experience, and one for special awards and honors. All right. If you haven't been keeping a list since your freshman year of all the different activities and things that you've done in your high school career, you're going to need to sit down and really think. Fill out as much of this as you possibly can. There's an example on every page that shows you. This one's an example. I was a class officer. I planned, organized, and conducted meetings as my sophomore class president. You marked that you did it during your sophomore year. And then sometimes people get hung up on this, how much time. But really look at it and say, okay, I had 2 meetings a month. They were about an hour long. We met all school year long. So that's 2 hours a month times 10 months equals 20 hours total. If you have questions about that or need help, you can ask any of us on that as well. Fill out every single form as much as you can with all of the different information you can. Okay? And once you're finished, you're going to go ahead and close that out because you know where you saved it, right? And you are going to submit that assignment by uploading your file. You'll upload your file and you will submit your assignment just like you do your homework. You can either submit the Google Doc or you can save it as a PDF and send it to us that way. Either way is fine. Okay? One thing that I will ask that it makes life easier, let me go back in here again. I should open the one that I just showed you. But if things get moved around, say you type so much into this thing that it bumps down into here, make each of these little sheets its own paper. Hit return enough times so that it's at the top of each page. It just helps us out a whole bunch when we're doing our grading. Okay? Okay, you've gone through all of your part 1 and you have submitted it. Now what you're going to want to do is go to 1B, your scholarship eligibility criteria. Okay, this is a really, really helpful sheet. And again, I want you to click here to see all that are available and make a copy. You can rename that if you want. but make sure you're saving it back into that folder that we created. Remember? Save it back into your folder that you created called Scholarship Application Materials. And then this is yours now. You can read all of the different information and advice here. You can scroll down and you'll see that you're able to view the lists and your eligibility criteria either alphabetically or by interest or activity. So let's try alphabetical. For me, and this is what I suggest to all students, is just to start to skim and scan this a little bit. Okay? I'm going to say that, let's pretend I am a student who is involved in quite a few different things. I am in the band, and I am in the environmental club, and I am part of student council. Okay, I'm a hypothetical student here. So I am going to immediately see that this first scholarship is for someone who's involved in theater or drama and singing. I am not, so I'm going to delete that off. The next one, this is somebody that's part of the football team. Not me, I delete it off. The next one, I say, oh, okay, well, I want to go to college. I have a good GPA. I am involved in all these different things. Okay, this one I can do, so I'm going to keep it. The next one is for someone who wants to work in animal science. Oh, okay. I might want to be a vet, so I'm going to keep that one. The next one's student council. Yes, I'm in Stuco, so I'll keep that one. The next one's for Concord Elementary. Oh, you had to go to Concord for at least 1 year. I didn't go, so I'm going to delete that one off. Okay. School spirit. Yep, I've got school spirit. I'll keep that one on. This is for someone who has a financial hardship or maybe has overcome adversity. I'm not sure that one applies to me, so I'm going to delete that one off. I'm going to continue to go through all of these. It's a long list. Keep doing that to yourself, deleting out the ones that don't apply to you until you have a nice, clean, finished list, okay? Once you have that list, print it out, and then you'll be ready to go on to the next step. Or if you don't want to print it out, have a split screen so you can see what you're doing, okay? So, next thing we'll do, then in our modules, after we have that done, you've done 1A and 1B, is we're going to go to number 2. You can watch the helpful videos too if you are still a little confused. While you're in number 2, you can click on 2A where it says, are you ready? And again, it's going to remind you, have you gone through the criteria and made note of which scholarships you're eligible for? That was what I just showed you. And then have you filled out part 1 of the application completely? And you can find that was the very first piece that we did. And here's another thing to jump to it if you haven't gotten to those. Okay? Then you're going to begin and you're going to click, say you want to apply for the Gary Amstutz Mike Miller Memorial Scholarship. Okay? That's on your list. It's one that you are eligible for. You will click on it. And just like the other assignments, you're going to click here to access and make yourself a copy. Save that copy into your folder so you have all your things together. And you're going to see all the specific information for this scholarship. All the scholarships will look like this. They'll give you first a little background information on the scholarship. Important to read that so you know what it's about. It'll tell you your criteria again. And then it'll tell you what your required essay question or questions is. All right. When you're doing your essay questions, you're going to just start typing your answer right here. Type your answer right here. If it says that it's supposed to be 250 to 300, make sure you do that. Keep typing your essay until it's finished. Then you're going to have somebody proofread it for you, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, let somebody have an eyeball on it, and then you're going to go back and you're going to submit it again right here, upload your file and submit it. Every time we receive something from you, we will give it a grade. If it's complete and it's one of these little scholarship applications, you'll get a 1. If it's not complete, you'll get a 0 and we will email you and let you know what's missing. Okay. If you are filling out, I'm going to leave that. If you are filling out this first portion, this is going to be worth 100 points because it's the most important part. You can't apply for anything until that's done. So we will give you 100 points as soon as we receive it and everything's filled out. If you turn it in and it only has that very first page filled out and you haven't answered any of the questions, we're going to give you probably a 50 and send you an email and says, make sure that you continue to fill this out and resubmit. We'll make sure you get it all finished before we send it to any donors. Okay. That is really the process. Right now you can look and you can see there are a whole bunch of different scholarships that are already open and ready for you to begin working on. The scholarships are not due until January 9th. I do suggest you get started. Every week I will be, every week or a couple of weeks, I will update this with any new scholarships we have received, and I will send out an announcement. So you'll see it under the announcements tab, and it'll send you an email, I hope, letting you know that there's new scholarships in here and to check it. And then once you're finished and you've got everything submitted, you're gonna wait. So on this it says, now what? So after everything closes on January 9th, the counseling department will make sure that all submitted applications have been made anonymous, that the numbers are on them. We will review all of them. All of our donors and our scholarship committees will review them all and grade them. And then in March, we will give you a phone call and send you an email if you have been selected to receive a scholarship. If you have not been selected, you will receive an email. And then on Wednesday, April 5th, we will have a fun celebration of Foundation Scholarship Night, and you'll receive your scholarships and your checks and get to meet the specific scholarship donors that evening. I have given you a ton of information here. Again, you can click on this button to get to contacts and support. This is me down here. I'm sure you know Mrs. Keegan and Mrs. Burns because they're over in your building all the time. I'm over at central office, so I don't get to be at the high school every day, but I'm there at least weekly. So if you need anything, please email, give us a call. And I wish you good luck. I hope that you all begin a scholarship application right now, and you will be started on your way of receiving a scholarship from us. So good luck and happy senior year.